Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Punisher on a Sunday. Uh, we'll get to the memorial in a moment, but let me go down the board and see what's doing. I have 1776 in my glass. What better thing to drink today? Going down the board. Well, the Punisher left a wonderful note at the beginning. And again, I'll come back to that. Wow, that one got me. Previty, happy Sunday, Punisher. Watching the president says AQ. A lot of AQ talks about watching the thing. We're going to get to that, though. Punisher, how was your afternoon? Well, my afternoon was great. Nothing better than having a full, solid finish leading into this show and with a beautiful memorial. Happy ending. Kid. Outstanding life celebration. Thanks for the service. Yes. Okay. Hello, Punisher from Upper Michigan, rather, says Scott Staggs. Tracy Wu. Howdy, Punisher and Patriots. Sabrina Savage. Enjoy the drink. Hello from Cheney, Washington. Wow, I haven't seen that name, I don't think. But welcome from Washington. Deborah says, greetings, Punisher. A whole lot of hearts and drinks and yes and cheers and smiles and hearts. Hi, Punisher. Good to see you. Lisa Simon. Hi, Punisher. You would. Beautiful Sunday. And Jedi Knickknack says, much love upon a show. Much love upon a show. So I too was watching the wonderful memorial for Charlie Kirk. What a spectacular list of attendees and speakers. I didn't see them all because I was behind and I was going through some of them that I didn't know. But I listened to the high points. And right before here, because I'm still behind, I was listening to Erica Kirk, CEO of Turning Point, stepping up to the mic behind bulletproof glass. Did you see her that? Behind bulletproof glass. This is crazy. There was a dude caught early. Was it in the morning? Or was it yesterday? I forget. He was impersonating a police officer, trying to act like private security. He was immediately busted. Security on that thing it's the most secure place on planet Earth today. Okay, you got the president there. It's got Super Bowl level security, they said, which is like one down from the Olympics and almost equal to an inauguration. So very, very stiff security. That stadium, as I noted in my tagged pinned comment, holds 60,000 people. They had to turn people away, and they had an outdoor extended area. So I'm guessing the whole parking lot was full of people outside watching it on another video. So they expected 100,000. I'm sure there was well more than that. An amazing show. I was trying to do some comparisons to, this is our figure of the time. This is our Martin Luther King. You've heard people say that. Now, I don't know the specifics in order to make the accurate comparison. I was trying to look up numbers and, how many followers did he have, or, how it is. Sometimes it's after they die, they become even more popular, which is even happening right now. What I do know is that Martin Luther King had a 75% disapproval rating near the end. No, that's not any slight. That's just some facts I read. But we are seeing something that seems comparable to the level of Martin Luther King. This is our moment. And I don't see this as a white-black thing either, so don't want to hear that crap. This is a very prominent figure who was making huge impact on young people across the color scheme, by the way. It's huge. There have been over 60,000 applications for new chapters. Keep in mind, they only had about 3,500. So it's going to get huge. It's going to get huge. It's going to get huge. This man's memory will live on forever. You know, I was talking about this before. Sometimes you'll see a figure that dies of whatever cause, whether it's an actor or some other person that was a historical figure. They do not live on like this. They do not live on like this. This is going nowhere but the sky. Turning Point USA is getting huge. It's only going to get huger. And there will be, I predict that there will be a statue of some sort. You're going to see a statue at every university. We know that. There will be a statue of some sort at a prominent location where it makes sense. And there needs to be. And who knows? When is the first city, probably something in Arizona, going to have Charlie Kirk Avenue? Yeah. Or just spell it all out. Charlie James Kirk Avenue. Yeah. So, this is a moment. This is a moment. I am smoking diesel. Diesel. It's called diesel. Tastes pretty damn good, too. Oh, before I get off that subject, I said my great quote the other day. If you remembered it, write it back in the comments, because I forgot it. No, I'm kidding. No, but nothing, not to try and make another quote, but nothing really sucks as bad as looking at this memorial, seeing all of those people, such nice, gracious people. Remember, there hasn't been a riot one. Not a single building has burnt down. Not a single Tesla was on fire. The only acts of violence were the liberal dude that tried crashing a Charlie Kirk vigil. He was hauled away. And this, you could call it a form of violence, because the guy that was captured at the stadium was armed and looked like he was up to no good. So very peaceful, which is always takes me back to that same question and comment, is that you can't change the way crazy people think. Liberals are so invested in their positions that you can present them with the facts and it doesn't matter. We're sitting here talking about this violence. What are they going to say? J6. That's all they're going to say. J6. Or they're going to say the congresswoman in Minnesota. We don't even know who that dude was. But even if we assume that was a conservative, all right, we got that's sad, by the way, because none of us here laughed at that woman. But as far as I know, there weren't a bunch of death threats. As far as I know, you didn't hear anybody laughing. And I know that for a fact. And then J6, we all know what happened up there. An innocent woman got shot by a cop, and then another person died. Still seems a little bit mysterious in the manner in which they did. A couple of heart attacks and some other things. But it really comes down to about 2 people. But name a city that's burned. Okay? Yeah. There's not even a comparison. You cannot change the minds of these people. And I hate saying that because, all right, before I forget, President Trump shook hands with Elon. That's good news. Maybe they'll make up. But when I talk about you can't change the minds of others, there was this fella I worked with. He was a great. He is. I'll give him credit where credit is due. The guy is a great. This was on movie stuff. This guy is a great cinematographer, a great director of photography, a great editor. He's even done some of his own movies, and we worked well together. Where I helped doing some visual effects stuff for this guy. I'm not going to say his full name because I don't dox people like they do, but I will say because it's a odd last name that you'd never come up with anyway. But the guy's name was Vance. No relation to J.D. Vance. His first name was Vance. Is Vance. So I've just said all the kind things about him. Okay. I guarantee he wouldn't say the same in reverse. Guaranteed. Because his feelings are all centered on his political beliefs. Well, I've snookered in through another account to see what he posts because I told you the guy uh, shit canned me a while back, which was quite a relief, to be honest. So I've gone back in to see some of the posts, and oh my God, so much anti-Charlie Kirk stuff. And then he posts, pie charts and stuff showing the violence amongst conservatives is like 70%. And I'm like, oh, it's just ridiculous stats. He's a flat out liar. He's got his facts wrong. Okay. Well, you can have your facts wrong, but if you knowingly have your facts wrong, you're called a liar. All right. So that's the tough part. To get back to what I was saying is nothing is worse than seeing the compassion and all of this going on with Charlie Kirk and thousands and hundreds of thousand people watching this memorial, people affected all around not just the United States, but in South Korea, the UK, all around the world. Yet I know people personally who are Democrats who lack the humanity, the civility to have any care, any remorse in the world for him. And as we know, some celebrate it. And that's to be associated with people that you know don't care. Even if they don't, some don't outright say it. Some aren't quite as stupid. But they, some, I mean, to not mention it at all, to not even take note of it is a travesty. You've all seen me. Hell, you've seen me. If you watched my Twitter stuff, you've seen me wish Nancy Pelosi well when she underwent some sort of surgery. You've seen me when a Democrat has a sick family member wish them well. That is what normal humans do. They put politics aside and they wish people well. All right. There, I was off on a rant there. I don't even know if that was just a rant. That was just a talk. Let me scroll up and see what all I missed, which seems to be a lot. Let's see. Much love, Punisher. Howdy from Texas, Kristen. Tracy Wu, truly incredible outpouring of love at the memorial. Truly incredible indeed. Sweet Jenna says, I woke up to the funeral, so sad. Sherlandy, I love chicken. Thank you, sir, and God bless all. Sabrina, again, sickening that she has to go behind the glass. It is sickening. It is sickening. Honestly, I'm surprised that the speakers before them weren't also behind the glass. Now, I will say they probably didn't even the glass today. But Sweet Genesis, talk about not feeling boopy kind of day. Yeah, that's a true statement. Best wishes to Mrs. Kirk. Cindy Mirager just got on. Hi, Punisher. Love you. Well, thank you. Punisher loves all his fans. All his fans. I haven't seen that whack job woman come in yet. Maybe she's just discreetly watching. The one I told you about the other day. Hate-filled racist. Get that big old thing. You look at the size of that thing. There we go. That's a biggie. It's a fatty. Okay, hello, Punisher family. Beautiful memorial for amazing young life. Accomplished so much. Yes, he's accomplished so much. I used to think that I did something. Served my country for 20 years. Bloppity blah blah. But guess what? This guy's done more in 10, 12 years than I've done in my entire life. That's it. I'm an absolute nobody. Oh, amen. I hope a revival services in Glendale. Am I living in the Twilight Zone, says Lisa Fritz? What's the reason for your question? Charlie did change many young lives. Yes, he did. With or without the teeth? With or without the teeth? Huh? There sure are a lot of MLK streets in the country. Yes, that's why I was saying. The impact was huge with Martin Luther King. I will never talk bad about Martin Luther King. He was not violent. There were violence in some of the protests and that, but he didn't encourage violence. In fact, he'd be pissed off if he saw what was going on today. So he had a lasting impact, an impact that actually needed to happen. Okay. You want to talk about something that needed to happen? Rosa Parks, brave, said, screw that, not going to the back of the bus, sat right up front. She's a brave soul. So you'll never hear me talk about that. And like I say, though, Martin Luther King would be rolling over in his grave if he saw the way people are acting today. Okay. So we now have a beautiful soul in Charlie Kirk who will be lasting forever and will only get bigger. And he will be in the history books for those universities that teach history. Yeah, that. And Erica Kirk, CEO of Turning Point. By the way, his producer was quite a man, too. He talked about how they built that podcast brick by brick and made it what it is today. And I say what it is, not in the past tense, because it's continuing on. He said Charlie Kirk read every single email that ever came to him. And he also said he made it a point to go to the sent folder. And he would see the back and forth between folks that may have emailed him and had a disagreement. He said he would see, 5, 6, 7 exchanges where they would present their case, prove me wrong. How he fit that in, he said, was just amazing. Despite all of the other things he's doing, fundraisers and speaking engagements and traveling around, and yet he did the podcast every single day. First, we have a super typhoon. What are you guys talking about? Fourth word G ring. Now this. What are we talking about? So stellar, you were focusing on Charlie Kirk and his efforts to unify and influence young adults and Christians' family. That's right. I sure was. Judy says you aren't a nobody. You're a purveyor of unique knowledge and talents. Well, thank you. Okay. Felicia Bell, what I threw up was my hand with a cigar. Yeah. Yep. There wasn't any. I wasn't throwing up a gang sign, folks. Yes, Brian. I both served as you. I was just trying to. I wasn't trying to completely diminish what I've done, only to show my awareness and thankfulness, I guess, of what he did, which had a huge impact and will be a lasting impact. Yeah. Anyway, live long and prosper. Come on now, Punisher. We thought you were hip and the groovy. What are you talking about? What did I do wrong? Don't worry, we're not in yet. Uh, we've just barely begun, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that wasn't Mork. Mork didn't do that. He did Nanu Nano. How was the Nanu Nano sign? I forget what the Nanu Nano sign was. Live long and prosper. Yeah. But what was the Nanu Nano sign? Nanu Nano. Yeah. Notice my hat 45, 47. Yep. And ladies and gentlemen, I do have a couple of hats and a shirt coming in, but it's taking a while. I think I might see the hat tomorrow. One hat. Uh, Charlie Kirk Turning Point hats. So, all right. Let me get a drink this. Little intermission. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. I have to say that right before this show, I received a boost of inspiration like no other. I said, I'm going to go in and I'm going to knock the socks off of them. And that's what I did. Yeah. Mm, that is a good cigar right there. Gee, many Christmas. I'm going to have to write that one down in the book. The Diesel. Huh. The Diesel short. I like a short cigar, by the way. I waste so many cigars. I get a long cigar and I barely make it halfway through because I don't hot box them. If you see somebody that smokes a cigar really, really fast, they don't know how to smoke a cigar. All right. If they're done in minutes, they don't know how to smoke a cigar. If it gets to burning really hot, yeah, ruins it. Makes the smoke too hot, ruins the whole thing. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the taste of my gin. Thanks, Brian and Linda, or someone did. Don Schmidt says, or someone did. What are we talking about? Let's see. What did I miss? What's next, Punisher? Charlie's passing brings mind all our veterans who have persisted in times of war. What a sacrifice they made. Yes. You know, I'm a little pro-veteran and pro-first responder and everything. When Japanese answer their phone and say hello, they say mushi mushi or mush mush. Mushi mushi or mush mush. I love that. Really? All right. Any callers from Japan? Knocking the socks off. Of the tiger. Boom, boom, boom. Mukso Mukso is Basque for, I think, kiss kiss. Okay, great. Uh, Victory for one is victory for all. Listening to Erica speak is very powerful. I don't know if you saw her as she approached the podium. She had to stand back a few feet and gather her things together, and you could read her lips as she looked up and said, among other things, she looked up and said, "I saw it." Ah, this is just, yeah. But we're in celebration now. We're celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk. The one guy got on there and told all about the how the moment unfolded, and it's just amazing. I mean, it was very clear that that bullet was a game ender in a split second. There was no repair. Even Erica said it during her speech. If he had gotten shot like that, even in the hospital, they would not have been able to spare his life. And then little did I know until I just heard this, he stopped the bullet too. I would have thought that fleshy part there that had just completely cleaned right on through, because I was talking with a friend about wondering if they had retrieved the bullet, which I would assume went back into the grass or something. It didn't. In fact, it spared the lives of somebody, potentially somebody behind him. Yeah. And it was his mentor, a Christian fella who was in the back of the SUV, who said, yeah, it was instant. It's like it's almost Christmas. Yeah, it is. All for one, one for all. Yeah, it's like Christmas. Again, here we are. September will end soon, and Halloween things have already been out for a while. I mentioned it's time to deck it out with Halloween. I got to put some web up on the shark. I put some web up there. I used to do all sorts of Halloween stuff. And I guess I got tired of cleaning it up. Now I do minimal. But I could show up in a very special mask and do the entire show as Michael Moore. Is it Michael Moore? Michael Moore? Yeah. Yeah. I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. Sue Fallback. What's that? Fox. You don't identify as a fox, do you? I've heard of people doing that. Rick Weaver, you said exactly what I just said. I said I would have imagined that fleshy part of the neck would not stop it. What I'm telling you is what they said. Nobody else died, and there would have been no reason to state that otherwise. Okay. Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Now, as I'm rethinking that, what they could have meant in the statement, the words were that he stopped the bullet. Well, to a degree, he would have. So it could simply mean maybe their statement was not very clear, and what they really are saying is that he stopped it to a point that it would no longer harm anybody else, and it could have caused it to take a turn. Kind of like going through water, you know, your bullet goes around. Could have taken a turn and gone straight down to the ground. Linda, everybody's saying the same thing I'm saying is that it's a fleshy spot, which I find I'm also amazed by the statement. But when they say that he stopped the bullet, they could mean that he simply slowed it down to a degree in which it did not cause further damage. So, no need to read into it. No need to read into it, ladies and gentlemen. Diane, maybe that's the answer right there. But like the neck isn't hollow though. It's just on the sides. I mean, there's nothing there unless you hit the spine. There's nothing there to really stop the bullet. So I'm in full agreement with the notion here. It's not like I don't know a couple of things about freaking rifles and rounds. Come on, folks. The reveal of the session in his graphics, it was surprised me without warning too. Jed, knickknack. I'll tell you what, it took me actually a few days before I finally saw it. Everything they kept putting out would stop at that point. Not that I was dying to see it, but at some point, in order for you to really be able to talk about it and assess the situation, you had to see the gory details that you never want to see again. Yeah, Nikki, I know. It was horrible. It was horrible. And that's why you knew in seeing that it was instantaneous. And our good man, Charlie, did not feel a thing. And now, enough of that, please. Oh, Maria. If only there were such a thing. You can see it in Elysium. They have a med bed in Elysium. What's Valaha? There'll be something big tomorrow for Maha. Okay, let's wait for it. And when we get to the hump day drop, please tell me all about it. What I don't do is try and elevate hopes in an area that is not quite there, not ready for prime time. Okay. I'm certainly not going to ever tell you a bunch of crap that's going to happen and then it's not going to happen. I like to speak in facts. I will tell you this, though. Lots of heads rolling. Soon. Very soon. Which Trump is speaking today? Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking it's the one that is in the White House. Yeah, T-Man didn't say that. If he said that, post the damn link right there. Post it in the comments. Soon, very soon. Yep, that's right, Carol. Sing something, sir. What would you like me to sing? What would you like me to sing? Yes, the autism cause can be released. Okay. Maria G, are you out of your freaking mind? Now we've got you saying Erica Kirk is a dude. Now I know. That you evidently are not part of this this group here. How could you possibly say that? You don't, yeah. I summarily dismiss that comment. as complete nonsense propaganda. Yeah. All right, Tracy. Bye-bye. Sorry you couldn't stick around. Felicia Bell. Well, he took a lot of money from bad people. That's a fact. Who did? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about, Felicia? Yeah, that was a very sad statement coming from somebody that I thought was part of the team. I don't like that kind of stuff. Don't like that kind of stuff. So yeah, Felicia too. Yeah, what's up with Felicia trying to say that he gave money? Well, he took a lot of money from some bad people. Who are you talking about? You didn't even answer. We don't like negative people coming on the show. You can't have a conversation like that. Tracy Wu, that's correct. That sounds very body, except for we've seen Maria G on here many times. So I'm a little curious about that one and why the sudden turn of events. But I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to tolerate it. Do, 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 do. What did Carol do? Thank you, Carol. Brian says. Where's Margie? Is Margie here tonight, Brian? Don, that's correct. I did boot the one. Let's see about the other. I don't tolerate it. Don't make me add an admin in here. Thank you, Carol. Negative Nancy. We don't like that. 8-ball question time. All right, let's do some 8-ball question time. Let me get that 8. Oh, that's right. I got a jugular right here. Adam's apple. I mean, just in case anybody wants to question whether I'm a male or not. Now, there are a lot of things we have to accept in life, but unacceptable behavior is not one of them. James Sullivan, you are correct. You know what else? Freedom of speech is free, but it's not freedom of consequences, as we keep hearing. Guess what? You say something like that in here, and you suffer the consequences of getting the boot. All right. Should I have booted that person? I'll ask the 8-ball. It is certain. Jesus. All right. What is your yes or no question? Did you close your pool yet, Brian? No, I thought you were. Yeah. Well, I did mine last week before the Sunday podcast. I already told you guys about that, but Brian probably get about ready to close his too. Don says, you look male. You saying you're not? I know. I just showed you. I have an Adam's app. That's right. I'm here to tell you that I'm. I'm here to tell you that I'm sorry. I'm here to tell you that I'm not a female. Yeah. Yeah. The hammer is, what did I say? 2.5, right? I did say 2.5. Yeah. Brian says, no, we swam in it today. Brian gets cooler weather, warmer weather down in North Carolina for a little bit longer period of time, and he might have a heated pool, but he won't be having it open too much longer. Question: what rank are you in military general? What? I don't know what your question really is. You're asking me what my rank was when I retired? I can tell you that, but not sure what you mean in military general. Yeah. I used to listen to a radio show called The General, Cigar Dave. Cigar Dave Show is what it was called. And I think it was Florida. And I used to like it. And he would smoke cigars, and he was definitely conservative. Anybody in Florida heard of the Cigar Dave Show? He calls himself the General. He never served a day in his life, I don't believe, but he's calls himself the General. Yeah. Tina says I have a rooster named the General. Cockle-doodle-doo. Did you see on your own badges? What are you talking about? What's the question? She's deleting her stuff left and right. Too cold here still for swimming. You're just moving into. You're out moving in. This is your spring, right? Okay. Tina says I have a rooster named the Punisher too. No, I don't think you should have booted him, because this is a psyop, and there's a lot of information that supports what he said, whether the person believes it or not. John, I booted a person that said Eric was a man. That's no psyop. So I do what I do. By the way, since you have a rooster named Punisher, do you remember the person in here that had a, and they named it after the time's up, be I'm just now seeing this. That's my Grand Canyon one. It wasn't even crystal. Your spooling, Punisher, must be Julie. James, thanks. That's for you, everyone. That's for you and everyone here, Punisher. What is? What is, James? God's blessings, Punisher. A bit late. Excuse me. You're welcome, Susan. Thank you, and welcome to the show. Thank you, and welcome to the show. Punisher, you are glitching bad. I seem to be flowing right here, so you might just have a bad connection there or something. Hold your phone up. Like in the movies, they wiggle it to. By the way, another ism. I was telling you how I see these stupid posts, and there's always the one person that says, "You can't park there." God. And what's the other one? When you see people doing dangerous things, 3 comments. 1, a condom could have prevented this message. 2, that's why men don't live as long as women. Number 3, that's why women live longer. It's like these people are so anxious to get in there to post those comments. They're like, let me get in there. I got to be the first. Condom could have prevented this message. Yeah. You've seen them. You know what I'm talking about. Went out and came back, was glitching. So, okay, well, welcome back. Bring down the cone of silence. Very upset about that glass. I'm glad it wasn't extremely expensive. It is glitching in Colorado too. Wow, everybody's glitching there but me. Strange. I see a solid connection. Whoop, I'm kidding. Because usually, if I'm not presenting in a high quality stream, I definitely know it here. So something along the way. Something in the way you stream is making me blurry even. Uh-oh. I'm in full HD right here, ladies and gentlemen. For you, Punisher, and everyone here, if no one told you they love you today, then I love you today. Oh, okay. Thanks, James. Thanks. Love you back. Love you back, sir. And you and the whole team, the whole enchilada. It's actually enchilada, but it sounds cool to say enchilada. Tina says, that's a great song. Buy silver, everyone, says Tracy. Thank you for that reminder. Somebody else advised me I should buy some silver. I need to buy a couple of bars. It all starts with a couple, I guess, right? Maybe I'm going to do that. I saved it in my email with a couple of bars in the cart. And I said, let me just start with that. Maha tomorrow is a big day. People are talking about Maha tomorrow. If there's a big message from Maha, meaning RFK Jr., then I'm excited to hear it too. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. Maybe he's getting rid of the next colored dye. Or he's moving up the freaking target date for the red dye. It's like, holy cow, we got to wait till like 27 to get rid of the stupid dye. You know you know what? I freaking loved, past tense, I freaking loved Lifesaver gummies. That's it. Guilty pleasure. I would eat them when I'd go to the theater. Chomp, chomp, chomp. I'd go on a long drive. I always had them Lifesavers, gummy Lifesavers sitting there so I could. They taste so freaking. Guess what? The moment I heard about that damn red dye stuff, I got an unopened bag that dates back to like January. I want them gummies so bad you would not believe it. Each one tastes better than the other. Yeah, me too. Says Nikki knows what I'm talking about. John says, well, was there a package delivered to his house? I just had a package delivered today and I investigated it and it had a yellow light bulb in it because I'm trying to keep the damn cobwebs off of the freaking light outside this studio, and they get so jammed up. They're like gummy style, not to be confused with gummies, but like a stretchy type of web that's so tight. Ugh. I ended up taking a drinking straw and I was getting in there trying to get them all out because I didn't want some big old fat butt cider to come out and get me. So, yeah. Okay. If you had 30 terabytes, how much intelligence would that be? Well, that's an interesting question since terabytes are in no way a measure of intelligence. It's a measure of space. So maybe you don't know about terabytes and gigabytes and megabytes. Terabyte is a significant amount of space, but not too much when you're doing video work like the Punisher. All right. So there, that's your assessment on that. You don't know what you're talking about. I love you though. Punisher, what are your thoughts on the new high price for a Visa now? Well, I don't know. What do you mean the new high price? I mean, the interest rates are always high. Things 23, stuff like that. If you can get it down less than that, oh, good for you. Was there a package? We already got that. Happy Sunday, Punisher. Geez, I'm late. Sorry. Happy Sunday, everyone. Dana Domino, you are late. Very late. Tina says, I love those Lifesaver gummies too. Yes. Raspberry were my favorite. Oh yeah, sometimes you can get them in just the berry. I usually get the all colored ones with the limes and the berries. Oh gosh, I could fall off the wagon so easily if I opened that pack. Because when you cut the top off, when you pull the top off, that first burst of smell comes out, and you're like, oh, it's so good. What about the original lifesavers from the good old days? Those are good too. You can still buy them. You can still buy them. Actually, you can buy them in a package now of individually wrapped lifesavers. My father gave me some silver dollars, and I have no effing idea where they are. It's funny you say that now. I bought about 4 silver dollars. I got 4 silver dollars, and I'm not gonna let them. I don't even know where the hell they're at. I think I know where they're at. But man, I guess those would be considered like my bars, right? Of course, they're only $1. They can't be solid. Is a silver dollar solid? Somebody get that answered for me. Can't be solid, right? Otherwise, it would be worth more than $1. I would just code it. My father gave me $7. All right. Hope you find your silver dollars. Does yellow light not attract spiders? Oh, I didn't finish up. That's correct. Yellow light apparently is supposed to not attract them as much, spiders and bugs. We'll see. Mylock. I'd get a blind spider. We love Tina and glad you made it. Dana, thank you. Okay. Dana says, I'm sorry. Glad you were here, Tina. Lolly, stop it. I'm being good. Hey, Lolly. Brian says, I have many silver dollars. See, when you get commissioned as lieutenant, you're supposed to have a pocket full of silver dollars, and you give them for every salute that day. You're supposed to give a silver dollar to the person that salutes you on that first day, something like that. I love Twizzlers, but not USA made in Canada. It's totally. You know what? Licorice is great. That Australian licorice. I've gotten those little fat, thick, chunky ones. They're very dense. Those are. I just ate a bag the other day. Okay. Dean Fair says they're 90% silver. So if a silver dollar is 90% silver, and a silver dollar, you'd think at least weighs an ounce, right? Something's not adding up. If I'm going to pay whatever, $35 for a ounce, is it? How does that doesn't add up? AC, Walter's getting some screen. Big group hugs to everyone. There you go. Says Don Schmitz, black licorice, a big thumbs down. Don't give me that crap. I don't eat black licorice. I tried some form of the hell was it? Oh, it was a broth. I tried some form of an Asian broth because I had to have broth on a certain night before a certain something. And I took one sip and I said, it tastes like it's got black licorice in it. And then I Googled the ingredients because I had already tossed it out. I actually saw some of the ingredients and then I Googled it. Anise, however you say that, ANISE, seed is black licorice. So my taster caught that in a heartbeat. That's like liver. If I, for those of you that, let's go down memory lane here. Necco wafers. Who doesn't love Necco wafers? And who doesn't throw away the black ones? Because they taste like black licorice. I identify them and I fling them in the trash. Necco wafers. Old candy. Diane Horton says, I bought some NASA silver coins years ago. Hope they are real silver. Junior mints are freaking great. Salted licorice, Zambuca. Just don't give me that damn black licorice. Fennel seed. It's like black licorice, anise, whatever. Google it. Yum. Black jelly bean, says Jason. You eat them up. Yep. You know what they say. Somebody's trash is Somebody else. So enjoy your treasure. Do you like smoothie candy bars or mellow cups? They charge a fortune for those now. Is that if it has anything to do with a marshmallow? Trust me, I am in like Flynn. Nothing tastes better than a wonderful chocolate Santa Claus around Christmas or the chocolate eggs. Chocolate covered marshmallows. Tracy's also a big fan of the black Zambuca, I see. Blah, blah. Only the coating around the good and plenties. So black licorice, no black licorice for me, says Linda. Great. Don Schmidt says silver is about $40 now. All right, so I said about 30. All right, $40. Do I hear 40, 40, 40, 41, 41? Anyway, how can a silver dollar be 90% silver and only be worth $1? That's a question to the masses. Oh, mellow cups have marshmallow in the middle. They are so good. Oh, I love the marshmallow. Wow. Margie loves black jelly beans. Salute. Is Dawn. Well, like cherry what? Why? I don't know why that song just came to me. Dark chocolate, salted caramels are to die for. Agree. American Silver Eagles weigh exactly an ounce. Those are pure silver. Then it's got to be worth $40. That's my point. I bought 4 or 5 silver dollars from somebody a few years back for $1 a piece. All right, I'll dig them out and I'll put them in the silver bin for where else. Put in those silver agates, whatever you call them. Carol says this conversation is making her fatter by the second. My apologies. If memory serves, I'll know exactly where those silver dollars are, and I will post a picture. Shed a tear because I'm missing you. And it's patience. AQ. AC. How many times have I done this? Patience. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Screw James Whitey Bulger. We'll talk to you later. Bye.